You know how they say the customer's always right? Well, here's the thing. Behaviour seems to think otherwise. And as much as I hate to admit it, this video was probably coming anyway. So fuck it, boys, let's find out why Behaviour fucking suck this time. You heard that right, boys. Behaviour made yet another fucking screw up. And let me stress this when I say that this could have been avoided. This mistake that they've made, or one of the mistakes they've made, at least this time around, I know for a fact they could have avoided if they actually fucking listened. So, without wasting too much of your time on this, let's jump right into it, right? So they released like a little snippet of what the new user interface was going to look like where all like the gens are going to be, and where you've got like the survivors and how you're going to recognize who's healthy and who's who and all that, right? Back when they initially showed us everything, people were fucking flipping their shit. They were like, what the hell is this? Why is it like this behaviour? Why have you made such a terrible piece of fucking like user interface? Like how it was before, like with everything sort of at the bottom of the screen, so you had your items and your gens on one side, and then you had how many people were left, who was injured and all that on the other side and all that, right? That was fine, yeah? That was what people were wanting for ages. Like, I say wanting for ages, like, people were happy with that for ages even, yeah? Now, being humans, none of us really like change, yeah? We can deal with it, but it doesn't mean that we necessarily like it and everything, right? And I honestly thought that was going to be the case, but here's the thing, right? So what I've gone and done for you guys right now is I've taken a screenshot of one of the matches from my channel, and I just wanted to make a point here, like to just drive home the point. So as you can see at the bottom, you've got all the information you need. You've got your perks on the bottom right hand side, you've got to use your power in the middle, and then on the left hand side you've got how much power you've got left before you can use your ability. You've got the survivors down the bottom, so you can see who's healthy, who's hurt, etc. And you can also see the number of generators on the screen, right? As you can tell, it's pretty simple, tells you what you need to know, sort of thing, don't it? Like, there's no, like, it's not taking up too much of your screen, you're not having to look all over the place, are you? It's all down on one side of the screen. Granted, it's a little spread across the bottom, but it's neat, it's organised, you can see what you need to see. And now let's have a look at what they've implemented as the new one, like the new user interface. Granted, this is the survivor screen, but it gets the point across. Also, apologies about the watermark in the centre, I couldn't do much about that. So yeah, as you can see, this is the current user face. So your perks are still at the bottom right hand side, but what they've done is they've gone and spread everything else out. So you've now got your item on the bottom left with the item add-on. In this case it's a purple key with, I think that's a weaved ring, so that add-on just basically lets you keep the key if you die. And then you've got your survivors up in the left hand side, and then you've got your generators left, on the top middle. Now let's start from the top here, right? So literally from the top, 5 generators remaining, starting from the top middle. I still don't understand why they needed to do this, right? They could have quite easily, left out the remaining, taken the 5 and the little generator icon, and put it right back where it was, in the bottom left hand side. Or what they could have done, they could have put it next to the perks, or if they wanted to keep going with this, they could have literally put it between where the survivors are and where the item is. Although, to be honest, if you ask me, they should have just left it how it was. Next up, talking about the actual little survivor head bit. Don't get me wrong, I like the fact that you can tell who is who. And in regards to when you play Survivor now, you can see how many hooks each person's got left in them, and all of that. So yeah, that is great. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea they've been going for here, but again, I think that would have been better at the bottom. Moving on to the items, I am seriously questioning why they decided to put it by itself with an add-on. You had no problem seeing it beforehand when it was on the right hand side, a little bit smaller, with the add-ons even tinier than the item, but you could still see what it was you had, and you could still see what add-ons and stuff you were using. So where do we go from here? Well, that's just it, mate. We're about to find out in just a second. So you're probably asking me, but Jim Bob, you said at the start of the video, Behaviour thinks that the customer isn't always right. And this is where what I've just shown you really drives home that point. As I've already said, nobody was really looking forward to the new interface, right? People were telling them over and over and over again, no, we don't want this, just keep it as it is, update it if you want to, but we want it as it was laid out beforehand. Now, I'm not personally into that kind of user interface stuff, but I do know people that have done it before, and let me tell you for us right now, yeah, it doesn't take a month to change a user interface. It really doesn't. They've had a month to basically take in all the feedback and everything that we've given them, that players like me, you, and you see Jerry over there, even Jerry put a word into Behaviour, and even Jerry agreed that the fucking user interface is horrible. And you know what Behaviour done? They gave him one of these. It's like they've all sat round at Behaviour and have all been like, hey, do you think these guys need a new user interface? Yeah, oh my god, yeah, let's give them a new user interface. Alright, but on one condition. What's that? We're gonna completely ignore what they want. Hell yeah, how's that sound? Isn't that kind of counterproductive? Okay, so we're going to ignore everyone. Great news, great. And honestly, that's exactly what Behaviour have gone and done. They've completely ignored all the feedback that they asked for, mind you. They asked us for feedback on what we think the new UI looks like and all that. And they've been like, oh yeah, nice. And as you can see, they've given us one of them. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of complaining about the development team behind one of my favourite games. Yeah. First off, when they introduced the Rift, back then, when they were introducing the Rift Pass and all that, which is essentially their version of a season pass, I was thinking, well, this is just another cash grab, and that's exactly what it is. They're thinking too much about the money they're making, and not enough about the community that's giving them the goddamn money they're fucking actually getting, you know? And it's stuff like this that just makes me want to give them one of these back, you know? But yeah, other than that, bits I missed off, bits I missed even to cap off. New animations look nice. Hitboxes are broke again. I'm not going to go into that because that would take another fucking half an hour, and this has gone on long enough as it is. And yeah, hitboxes, not sure whether they turned on MMR. Animations look great. They stole our money again. But yeah, that's it for me, boys, I think. Thanks for coming by and watching. If you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe. And if you didn't like it, dislike it. You know, do all them things. Press the buttons at the bottom. But yeah, other than that, this is me, JimBob5478, and I'll see you next time, boys, in the new video.